What's up, y'all? We got a weird setup today, so we trying to get our lives together. Oh, that was funny. It was funny. Yeah. It was funny. I don't know why she's upset.
She caught a bug and then she caught it with her hands, right?
Ooh.
Which was pretty ninja, like snatched it out the air. And I don't know if she was checking to see if she had it, but she put it in my pants. So the dead bug fell out her hand and it was on my pants.
I did have the bug though.
It was on this square right there.
It's a little gnat that has been bothering Donica all day. And I told her, I was like, if I see it, I'll kill it, because she couldn't get it. And I saw it and I literally like ninja grabbed it out of midair. But I didn't think I caught it for real, because who can ninja grab a bug out of the air? That's not real life. So I was like, let me see if it's there. And it was there, right on her pants. The gnat's gone now. Success. I did that. That was me. And she's not even appreciative. Look at her.
You so much. Wow.
Does she look like she appreciate me though? She look like she mad. She look like she got attitude.
I'm Tuesday and this is my wife Wavy.
Welcome back to the channel, fam. How y'all been? Anyway.
Great. Okay.
Y'all know why we here.
Yeah.
Podcast time.
Yeah.
And we got a good episode for y'all today. Something we've been thinking about for like a week now. Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the people around us are having this same issue.
And then it kind of popped up on the tube of views, right? Was it YouTube that we saw it on? Where we was like, this is ridiculous.
Maybe. I think we were talking about it in the car, and it might have been a combination of things, like giving advice to people and then talking in the car and then seeing something on YouTube. So that's how
it was. It was a topic on YouTube. The YouTube people that was talking to each other, but then they broke up. It was too soon. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming for y'all today. So
yeah. I think we're gonna just jump in
right into the podcast.
I'm cramping, so it's gonna be a
hold on. Let me get my life together. One. You know, I don't never have my life together for y'all YouTube, but I try to have it together for the podcast. Y'all know my heart. Y'all know who I really am. We gonna keep talking about that?
Did you put a bug on my pants or no?
First of all, they're my pants. If we want to talk about it,
start the podcast. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
All right,
I don't even want to talk about it no more.
That's what I thought.
It don't matter who pants it is. They on my body.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another glorious day.
Glorious is good.
I promise I'm gonna come up with that list. We're Wifey and Wifey. I am Wavy, and this is Baby. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Tuesday. What's good, y'all? Welcome to Wifey and Wifey, a podcast where we be flapping our gums. Not expertly, because obviously all these stumblings that we've already gone to. What you looking at me like that for? Alright, so, you know, you can't see her, but she looking at me crazy. If you was watching on YouTube, you could see her side-eyeing me for what reason. The world may never know. I ain't gonna ask again. What we doing today?
I guess she was talking to me. Anyway, so the topic today is going to be about getting to know who somebody really is before you just decide to let them all up in your shit.
Yeah. In the mix.
So we're gonna go into some details on that and letting y'all know how important it is to actually like at least have a sense of who somebody is as a person before you be letting them all up in your life and your business. But before we get into that, of course, we gotta check in with each other, because I ain't seen this woman all day and I love her.
It's the truth. I love you too.
How are you?
I'm cramping, even though my period's like 3 or 4 days away. Also, it's our anniversary week, and I will be bleeding profusely through our anniversary weekend. So it's tragic. I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, our anniversary is tomorrow. Our 8-year anniversary of the day that we started talking.
It's tomorrow?
April 27th. 0427. Ain't that your pin on everything in this motherfucker?
I'm gonna cut that out.
No, you're not.
It's the 26th tomorrow.
Baby, no, it's not.
Oh, shit.
You're not cutting anything. We're not cutting any of this out. It's all staying in. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know what today was date.
How am I? So. Baby just forgot our anniversary. I'm great.
I know the date. I don't know today's date.
I guess she's so delusional with these kids running around that she don't even know what day of the month it is. Today's April the 26th, by the way. I know we kind of record ahead, but it'll only be like 2 weeks out from the time y'all hear it. Anyway, I had a good day. My allergies have been bothering me all day, so if I sound nasally, I'm sorry about it.
Just deal with it, man.
I've been sneezing, eyes watering, coughing from my terrible pollen allergy. The thing about it is I've not even been outside today. Really, all I did was walk from the apartment to my car, and my allergies was on 10.
Yeah.
Just from that. We got some weird tree out here in front of our apartment that has so much pollen that there's been pollen caking our cars for the last 5 weeks. Like, caking up on the cars for the last 5 weeks. So, yeah, I've been miserable. But it's cool, though, because I'm here for y'all. And y'all here for me.
That's
why you're family, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
La familia.
But, you know, as per usual, we gonna take a quick break before we get into this topic. Comment down below if y'all allergies been bothering y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Because we struggling
allergy season in Texas is just like it's a beast, man. It is really a beast. And I think it only makes it worse. We went out of town, so we went down to Austin and then came back here. And so like new pollen down there, and we brought that in our noses, and then like the pollen we're used to, all that mixing. Because yesterday it was literally like, and our foster daughter, she's so sweet, but I was like, baby, I have sneezed 10 times in a row.
Bless you.
You don't have to bless me again, baby.
Bless you.
I got it.
Bless you.
I got the blessing. And I'm like, and she's like, bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. And I'm like, baby,
I'm dead. And meanwhile, though, I'm also in the kitchen telling her bless you every time. And she said it to her, and I was like, well, I guess I won't tell you bless you no more either. I had an attitude like
both of them looking at me like
the kid had an attitude. We gonna have to cut that.
Again.
We'll just beep it out.
Yeah, I usually just silence it.
Beep. Y'all not supposed to know the kids' names. Savage J, as we call her, had an attitude. I want to bless you, motherfucker. Anyway, it's cool. Back to the podcast at hand. You know what I'm saying? And we are back at it, guys. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we're going to be getting into how y'all need to stop letting people into y'all hearts and lives before y'all know who they really are. Let's talk about it. You know, this is not a situational thing. Me and baby are literally just gonna have a conversation with y'all about this because
we don't really have anything like bullet points or anything. We just
because we really been going in about it, and I'm gonna go in about it on here,
and hopefully the people who need to hear it.
I hope y'all receive it, and I hope that it really.
We're literally just doing this podcast for people to reference back. I'm just gonna be like episode 16.
This is episode 16?
Something close to that. That's when I'm like, hey, episode 16, and then go back to episode 2, and then hit episode 16 again for good measure. It's going to be like a little podcast prescription.
Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people being hurt by somebody that you ain't even know. And I was telling Donica earlier, I'm like, yo, that makes sense to me when you a child. that you know, are kind of impulsive and you want to like fall in love and meet the love of your life and have the fairy tale, and you're 18 and you move in with some guy, you thought you loved him, y'all moved 500
like, I don't even
miles.
know who he is anymore.
Yeah, but it's been 3 months. You didn't know who he was in the first place.
Ever.
And it's like, I can, you know, just a little tidbit, like, you know, my very first serious relationship, and this is not the exact same thing because I'd known this girl for quite a while.
Yeah. She was a professional liar.
She was a liar. She was a lying motherfucker. But still, like, I could understand 17-year-old me falling in love with something I didn't really know, didn't really understand, and then coming to figure out as I got older that this person is a liar and a manipulator. Mm-hmm. You know, from 17 to 19 and a half or 20, whatever. But when you're 29, 30, 25, 26, meeting somebody and being like, oh my God, let's love each other for the rest of forever, mm-hmm. and then getting mad about things that you didn't know about them, whose fault is that?
Honestly. And, you know, like she said, it's a little bit different when you're younger. And I will say, we are the exception to the rule. We tell people that all the time because we met, I was 22, she had just turned 21. And within a few weeks, we started looking for apartments. We signed a lease. We moved into it with each other. But even at the same time, even at 22, I was like, this might work, this might not.
I mean,
but I'm young and it's cool.
What Donica likes to tell people all the time, exactly. And I promise you guys, I don't even remember this. She says that I told her that if it didn't work out, I would just move back in with my mom.
She said, she looked at me and I said, babe, are you nervous that we're moving too fast? And I just wanted to, you know, gauge her response or whatever. And usually, Wavy, my wife, even in her younger years, would give me something comforting and reassuring. But no, she say, if this don't work out, I could just move in with my mama again. It ain't even no big thing. And I was like, I mean, that's true, but damn.
I mean, like I said, guys, I have absolutely no recollection of this. It does sound like the young savage in me. So I never deny it because I probably did tell her that shit. Yeah. And, you know, not to be funny because, you know, we love each other. We're in love, planning to be together for the rest of our lives. But if something were to happen,
even to this day,
to where that extent has been reached and we cannot reconcile, I'll still go move back in with my mama. Like, you know, she know. A few episodes ago, she told me, oh, that wasn't on the podcast, but if y'all watch our YouTube, she told me a few weeks ago that she would leave me for Taraji? Was it Taraji? Somebody, Gabrielle Union, somebody. I was like,
oh, Lupita.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. How's it going?
Put your hand down. Put your hand. Anyway, but yeah, like, stop getting to a place where you want to be in love and want to find somebody so bad that you are willing to ignore the fact that you don't know this person.
And I think that's ignoring the red flags because they're always there, but people get so caught up in themselves and that butterfly feeling and getting to know someone. You know, it's cool to give somebody the benefit of the doubt to an extent, but it's like a lot of the people, like our friends and stuff that we're seeing, you are seeing this field of red flags and you're pointing to one white one and being like, nah, we good.
Yeah, like, yeah. in the situation she's probably talking about, we definitely have a friend that I'm like, just break up. Just break up. I understand that y'all love each other, air quotes, but what y'all are going through makes absolutely no sense to me, and I do not endorse this. Yeah. It's like people are, for some reason, see me and Tuesday as this power couple or something, like we never struggle, and they be wanting our approval. What you want my approval for? I'm happy. You know, so the approval that you want is not coming. Like, first of all, you should never be looking for anybody outside of your relationship to
Validation,
approve
yeah.
of it. And if you need that validation, obviously something is missing in your relationship, because can't nobody validate my shit. I'm good. I'm not parking. I'm straight.
Even when in our younger years when we was struggle loving for real, y'all. I remember one instance, you were working at Lowe's and I was driving the Corolla, and we were dead broke, but like payday was like, it was like payday eve, but my tank had been on E all day, and we didn't have any money. All I had was the money in the change jar, and I literally went up to the gas station and put $1.73 in my tank. And I was like, hopefully this get us here, there, and back. But I was so happy to see her when I got to Lowe's, rolled up, and I was like, I'm still on E, so let's make this quick, no stops. And we held hands and we rode off to the sunset together. Even in our struggle, we loved each other, enjoyed each other, and had a good time. And it's like other couples, I see them. A lot of people, one, they don't deal with struggle and adversity well, but even people who are supposed to be enjoying that beginning honeymoon stage, they're not, because how you getting into it with somebody you've only known 2 weeks? How you getting into it with somebody you've only, been on a couple of dates with, but you want to be with them so bad, you just keep clinging to that instead of being like, you know what? Why would I have an argument with somebody who ain't nobody to me, whose middle name I don't know?
I'm a chime in on that, and I personally feel the reason why is people. What am I trying to say, y'all? So the most people that we see with these issues are either cis couples or people that are in same-sex relationships, but one of them dates the opposite sex, like bisexuals or something. And I think that the reason I say that is because in the cis narrative, there's a lot of holding back.
Yeah,
for our same-sex couples out there, y'all know what I mean. We kind of meet each other and we're like kind of face value, like you're going to know who I am almost as soon as we meet, because I'm proud of who I am and I've gone through enough adversity in my life that I'm not gonna hide anything from anybody, because fuck all y'all.
Exactly.
But in cis relationships, what you notice is that there's still that thing of like from the 50s where women have to present a certain narrative to a man and men have to hide their struggles from a woman, and you don't really get to see all of your partner until y'all been together for 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all come up on adversity that can no longer be hidden, swept under the rug, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When those finances, come into play, or when somebody's opinions are stronger than they're supposed to be, it's an issue.
Yeah.
But if everybody was just honest up front, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. I think that's where I see kind of the divide, because every situation that I'm thinking about when we're talking about this topic is just like somebody ignoring red flags, or red flags being hidden because you want to hold on to somebody because you think they have potential. But it's not fair for you to hide parts of yourself from somebody that you claim that you want to be in love with, and then just expect them to accept those parts when you decide to show them, because it may not be something that I'm able to tolerate.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, in like cis hetero couples, it's definitely a lot of hiding, and I don't want to say manipulative, that might be too strong of a word. It's just a lot of games that are played between men and women. But even like, I see a lot of lesbian relationships, especially in the beginning, where it is like, it's almost always femmes falling in love with potential. It's still the same dynamic where it's like for someone's falling in love with the potential of someone and the fairy tale and the idea of it. So, but I guess that's ignoring though. That's not really hidden. It's just you're so stuck on this idea of someone that you can't acknowledge what you're actually seeing with your own eyes.
And I think for me, the most important part is to fall in love with somebody for where they are right now.
Yeah. Potential could mean anything.
I
could have potentially grown to 6 feet tall when I was 12 years old. I was the tallest kid in my 5th grade class. I will tell you right now that I'm still the same 5'3" that I was when I was 12. Potential.
Dead. I will say that and earlier that wasn't me like bashing cis couples. It's just that that's the example that I see the most.
Yeah.
Because that's not to say that I don't know any like lesbian couples or gay couples who play games. Because
there's plenty of them.
But
definitely.
I think what I've noticed just from being around couples of all sexualities and things like that is that the games that homos play, that we play in the ABC of the Alphabet Mafia, they different.
Yeah.
Them games is different. Because you know almost immediately who you dealing with, but you thought you was going to change them or push them to be something else, and you can't. And those are the games that I see kind of getting played on our side of the fence. Like, oh, this girl knew I was crazy, but she wanted to try to play me anyway. Yeah. Or I got her.
I mean, I see one thing similar I see is kind of even like the YouTube thing.
Oh yeah, the YouTube situation we're talking about is basically like these two chicks, they met. One of them's bisexual, and there was a lot of moving too quickly as far as like letting boundaries be broken and crossed without course correcting and just accepting that the other person apologized. But if they apologize but continue to cross that boundary, either you haven't made that a clear enough boundary, or you haven't made it a boundary at all, or they just don't care. So why are we still moving in the direction of something being a relationship when it doesn't make sense?
Yeah. And the situation is, what's it? Rayso Wavy and
Kiana J.
So yeah, that whole situation, we were kind of watching that play. And it was just like all of this could have been avoided had there been better communication, setting boundaries, and to my point, a lot less playing games. Because that's what I see a lot nowadays. People don't want to put a label on a relationship, but you want to do relationship things. But want to be like, oh, we're not together, we're just talking. But you're not just talking. You're at her house 6 days a week. And going on vacation with her, and you've met her mother and all of her family and all of her friends. You're in a relationship. Do you think like that trend, because it's not just like, it's everyone's kind of doing that now. It's what the kids are doing. They're not putting labels on their relationships, but they're being in relationships. Do you think that kind of like complicates things even more?
I do, because I feel like it gives people permission to, I don't want to say stray, because I don't want to make it sound like it's cheating or something like that. It gives people permission to not be as serious in their endeavors.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you always have to say that you're in a relationship with somebody. I don't have a problem with people moving slowly. But I want people to be honest about where they are in the relationship, but always be setting clear boundaries for the stage that you're in. I think that's my issue. Yeah. It's fine to say like, okay, we've decided that we're not a couple yet. These are our boundaries. These are the things in our relationship that are tolerable and intolerable to each of us. And this is where we are right now. You know, I think that that's fine. What I have an issue with is once you've made it to the point where all the boundaries and tolerable and intolerable things are the same boundaries, tolerable and intolerable things that a couple would have, what's the title? And I think like there's a mindset thing with people
Like there's something
where as soon as you say that somebody's your girlfriend or boyfriend or you're in a relationship,
that's too much
something
pressure.
something breaks in
That's
their
too much
mind.
responsibility.
Something breaks in their mind and makes them
relationships don't work. Like,
makes them self-sabotage.
Yeah.
It makes them self-sabotage, and it makes them start coming up with stuff that the previous day would not have bothered them at all because they weren't in a relationship, but now that they are, it's a problem.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a lot of self-sabotage. And, you know, there is pressure that comes with the relationship. But if you're already acting like you're in a relationship, putting a title on it doesn't
change it.
Doesn't change anything else. And I think that's to your point. There's nothing wrong with moving slowly and not jumping into things. That's kind of...
But if that's what you're going to do, then do that.
Then do it on all aspects. Don't be like, oh, we're moving slowly, but you've moved in with her. Don't be like, oh, we're moving slow. We don't want to jump into this girlfriend thing too fast. But
I don't want you talking to nobody else. And if I see you with somebody, I'm gonna be mad. And I should be the only one you fucking. And this whole laundry list of things.
And you need to call me when you get home because you don't need to be talking. Like that's wife shit. Like almost. You can't have it all. You can't pick and choose from the buffet bar and think that things not gonna get complicated. This ain't going to crowd.
And also, I'm a big fan of people knowing themselves and kind of like self-assessing, knowing what you are able to take in a situationship or relationship and knowing what you can't.
Yeah. Because
you can't be mad at somebody else when they've already told you what they can handle, or rather, you can't be mad at somebody else when you've accepted the things that they want, knowing that you can't handle them.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Because at that point, like, you're the liar. Like, that's not their fault. It's not their fault that you agreed to something that you knew you would not be able to handle in the long run. And then 3 months down the line, you in the room yelling at them about the time that they slept with Becky, but you said y'all was in an open relationship and you was cool with it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And me personally, that's something I've always, when I was dating, even when we started dating, very, very early on, wanting to establish kind of, not necessarily the label or the relationship, but what's the trajectory? What is it that you want from me? Do you want me to be your committed girlfriend eventually? Or, do you want monogamy? Because if you don't want what I want, why are we doing this? If you want something from me and I don't want to give you that, why are we doing this? And when I say very early on in a relationship, I'm talking about, first couple weeks. Because especially if you're talking to somebody every day and have learned all about their childhood and hopes and dreams, why not have that conversation like, hey, if we're continuing to talk, and where do you see this progressing? Yeah. Because if it doesn't match up, then what's the point? And I think that people should have that conversation a little bit more because it keeps you from getting caught up in situations and being blindsided when you realize somebody's expectations don't match your own.
They can't. People would rather talk about surface things.
Exactly.
For the majority of a relationship until they don't have any other options.
Exactly.
It's like, I have a friend. I don't even know if she listens to our podcast. I don't even know if she remember we do a podcast.
Probably not.
So I have a friend, and she's gay, and she's the type that when she starts talking to somebody, she talks to them all the time, 24/7, all the time. Fall asleep on the phone, like we in high school. Fall asleep on the phone with them, wake up talking to them, and it's like you know everything about them, but you don't know shit about them.
Yeah.
How you know they first name, the puppy they had when they was a kid, that they mama just went to the dentist 2 weeks ago to get a root canal, but it's like you don't know anything about them. You know what I mean? You don't know their toxic traits. You don't know, what makes them laugh, what makes them cry because of their maybe mental health issues or triggers. You know what I mean? But you know all this trivial nonsense that's not going to help y'all build a relationship. I mean, I guess it'll help you give her a good birthday gift or some shit, but is it going to help you build a relationship? No. But that is kind of what this whole thing is about. People love
to scratch the
surface of something and be like, oh man,
this looks good.
This looks great, and dive right in, not realizing that under the surface of this beautiful water is sharks. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You have to look deeper. You have to. And I am never ever gonna tell somebody not to do what they want to do, because couldn't nobody tell me not to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to meet my wife on April the 27th, 2013, and I wanted to move in with her in June, and I wanted to date her for however long and get married and do whatever the fuck I wanted to do, and couldn't nobody tell me shit. Along the way, yes, we had some arguments, yes, we had some hard times, this and that, but we always knew where the boundary was. And if something came up that neither one of us ever thought about before, we discussed it and created a new boundary.
Yeah.
But instead of people doing that, it's just like, I'm going to meet a girl, I'm going to talk to her for a little bit, then I'm going to start spending every day at her house. And then when she does something to piss me off, I'm going to leave. I'm going to forgive her. I'm a forgiver because I like this girl.
Exactly.
And then she gonna do the same thing to piss me off, and I'm gonna forgive her again because I still like her.
And again.
And I'm never gonna say anything about the fact that it's pissing me off. I'm just gonna forgive her. And then finally, when she does something to break the camel's back, I'm a hater. The fuck? Why? For what? What did she do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that this girl is not shitty, but did she know she was shitty? Did you ever express to her that you were pissed off at these things? Or did you just assume that she knew what was going on when you started ghosting her and ignoring her text messages for 2 days? And then you just started texting her again like everything was all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not get into relationships with people when you do not know their core values and who they are. Don't do that shit. It's stupid.
And it's truly is as simple as just asking the right questions, paying attention, and not take off the rose-colored glasses. Nobody is perfect. Even when we were falling in love and getting to know each other, that I go back to my mama's thing. I was like, noted, but it wasn't enough to be like, make it a thing, but it was noted like, oh, she will definitely jump ship, and hey, she will still do it.
And the reason, and it's like, I think a lot of people listening may be like, damn, Taylor be tripping. I really don't. I just am not the type to hold on to something that doesn't want to be held on to. You know what I'm saying? I cherish my wife. I do anything I can to help her and love her and support her, but I deserve to be cherished too, and I'm not gonna allow anybody in this life or the next to treat me like shit, and then I just be like, damn, this barbed wire is really hurting my hands, but I'm gonna keep holding on to it.
Exactly.
But I'm standing on the ground, and I could just drop the shit and walk the other direction.
And then,
because I'm holding on to it for her.
And that's whether it's a week, a month, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, like,
because
seriously.
Situations and circumstances change.
They do.
I understand falling in love quickly because I did it. You know what I mean? I understand finding your soulmate and falling in love and wanting to be with them forever because I did it. But if it turns out that was a bad decision, don't just try to keep holding on to it.
Because even to this day, tomorrow marks 8 years. We are building a family. We're married. We got these kids in our house, want to adopt eventually some kids of our own. We could get divorced at any given time. It'll make me never mind. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be sad. But if it gets to a point where it's not working no more, it's just not gonna work. Neither one of us are gonna be like, We fight for our relationship every day, but I'm not gonna fight for something that's not working.
And to be honest, I'm pretty sure that's why we are so successful in this relationship. Because every day we wake up thinking, okay, I'm doing this for me, but I'm doing this for us.
Exactly.
As soon as people start to think like, I'm never gonna change, I'm gonna be selfish, that's when it's not gonna work. And that's why when you don't know somebody and you get into a relationship like this with them,
it falls apart.
It falls apart quickly. Because people are who they are at their core.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when there's no sweat equity in a relationship, like y'all ain't really putting no time in, and no, y'all, that love isn't like strong like that, why should they change for you?
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing that I've noticed, especially with single people, is they have a mindset of they're not changing for anybody, which is why you're still single.
Yeah.
Because when you meet the person that you want to be with, you will change for them if they ask, especially if it's something that's not important. Exactly. I'm never going to tell anybody to change their core values. You need to find somebody whose core values align with your own. But there are things about you that probably need to change. You know, Donica has an attitude problem. I have a shopping problem. Did those things need to change for this relationship to be successful? Yes. Did they change? Yes. Are we continually working on them? Yes. Like, and it helps us be successful. Why would I be like, I don't give a fuck about these finances. I must blow all our money on the shit I want to buy.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Do y'all think I would still have a wife? Why would she be like, it don't matter how much attitude I give you, you gonna still be here?
Yeah.
Bitch, am I? You know what I mean?
And I think that's acknowledging and understanding, and not just thinking like, oh, she'll always be around. We said forever. We ain't never said forever.
It don't matter. Even if I said it, ain't no bars on these doors. Who gonna stop me?
It's 2021. I can't make her stay. So I have to do what I have to do to make things good enough for her to want to stay. That has to be a choice.
And it's crazy, like, I literally went to school. Hold on. Anyway, so it's crazy because I literally went to school with this girl. Her husband killed her.
Yeah. Killed her
because she wanted to leave. That's it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they had been together so long and she had adjusted to his way of life that he didn't even know who she was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know who she was, and she realized that she was worth more and decided to up and leave with her kids. He killed her. Now her kids ain't got their mama and they daddy in jail. Yeah. Prison. He gonna be in prison for the rest of his life. He shot her in cold blood. We 29. That girl had her whole life ahead of her. Just because instead of sticking to who she was and her core values, she decided that she was gonna marry a man and bend to his whim since we was kids. Since we were kids. These people been together. I'm 29. They was together like 12 years or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and not saying that it's her fault.
Oh, it's definitely not her fault. But it's like, his fault. He's a garbage ass human being, and I hope he rot in prison for the rest of his fucking life.
But that's kind of what she's saying is just like, this is what when you're bending your core values, yes, you need to change those little things to make, a relationship work. But when you're bending and accommodating and ignoring the red flags and just riding the wave just the sake to be in a relationship, these are the consequences. It's not just that you're going to end up miserable. The consequences are serious. And, that's an extreme situation, but we've seen...
But even in the less extreme situations where you waste 3 years of your life with somebody that you could never possibly ever be happy with, that's 3 years you never getting back.
Exactly.
That's 3 years you're never getting back. I got a friend in therapy right now who think her ex-husband is the biggest problem in her life, which is crazy because it's not true, but still, you wasted your life.
You don't
on somebody who now you can't even stand. You never get that time back. It is important to always understand the situation you're stepping into and be sure of who you are. And be honest. Be honest with the things that you expect from a relationship, where you think this relationship is going, and how you want to be loved.
Don't accept shit on a platter just because somebody is giving it to you. That's my advice. Shit on a platter is still shit.
Yeah. Facts. Fucking facts. And I mean that's our soapbox on, people not don't jump into stuff that when you don't know somebody. When you do not know somebody, the last thing you need to do is jump into a relationship and just let them say whatever and do whatever because you are enamored with them. And that's real talk. Because you end up in a situation where a girl accusing you of stealing her snakes on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Or hypothetically, you have 4 kids with someone and they kind of get on your nerves.
3 kids. But
I tried to change the details. But, we airing everybody's dirty laundry.
Yeah. So these are, or alternatively, you just by yourself because you couldn't get it together, and you never find anybody to love. These are situations we see around us on a daily basis. Is this how you guys want to end up?
Don't do it.
If not, listen to your family. Okay,
I'm not a professional, but I kind of know what I'm talking about.
I'm not a professional, and you ain't got to listen to me, really.
You don't.
Just listen to the podcast. Support us. We need it. But other than that, that's
like
your business.
Said, this is really just like the reference point. The next time someone comes to me wanting relationship advice, I ain't gonna waste my breath. I'm gonna be like, episode 16. Get at you.
But that like I said earlier, that was our soapbox. That's really been bothering me for like the last 2 weeks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
stop meeting these people and letting them directly into your life without doing checks. Like without validating who they are. Like I said, I knew enough about Donica and who she was as a person because I asked in-depth questions.
Yeah.
Stop asking them shallow-ass questions. And if you meet somebody and you like them and you asking them a question that's deeper than what's your favorite color runs them off, they're not the right one. I promise you.
That's a flag.
Because if you're ready for something deeper and you're talking to somebody who runs away because you want to know
their real name.
Yeah. We know somebody who about that too. Anyway, but because you want to know, what their triggers are on date 5, like, yeah, bitch, this is usually when people start fucking. I want to know what your triggers are. Because if I come in your house and I do something and you go off on me, I'll be mad. If that's something that somebody can't deal with, then that's probably not who you need. Yeah. Get to know somebody. Like, people tell us all the time, well, y'all did it. Y'all met on Craigslist and talked to each other and this and that.
We went on 5 dates in 5 days.
I knew a lot about Donica, and even at 21, like, I am a very, like, straightforward person, and I want to know some things about you. Yeah. Like, she knew at the beginning that, like, I grew up Christian and I have certain values, and, like, do those values line up with yours? Maybe, maybe not, whatever. Like, that's important stuff to me. Do you want to have a family? That's important stuff to me. This is stuff we talked about when we first started talking. Like, my dreams for the future, where I want my relationship to be, we knew these things.
I fell in love with the deep stuff. We really didn't talk. Superficial stuff was just like randomly.
It took me a year to figure out what this girl's favorite color is, and sometimes I forget.
Which is crazy because we have the same favorite color.
Yeah, the same primary favorite color we do. I have a bad memory. It's terrible.
It's cool.
But yeah. So
yeah, that's
if this helped anybody, I'm glad. If it helped any of y'all, I'm glad.
Just one person.
Cause I know I'm tired of people being miserable out here.
I
want everybody to be happy like me. I am not one of those shady ass people that don't want nobody happiness but my own. I want all y'all to be happy out here so y'all can stop complaining about it. Because my spirit energy, the empath in me, I can't take it.
My poor baby.
It's okay. But yeah, so
yeah, thanks for hanging with us today. Hit us up on Instagram at Wifey, the letter N, Wifey. If you have questions, want some advice, want us to reference you back to this episode, hit us up. Remember, we post videos on YouTube. YouTube fam, hello. You can see our beautiful faces. We be chilling, Dewey of the day.
Oh yeah.
It's like some money bag thingy. So
it's a bag life do-rag from the real RG3 merch on Instagram. It is expensive, but that's y'all business, not mine.
Yes. So go to YouTube, podcast people, and see the YouTube feed. Join the family. You can see the Dewey of the day. We did Watch of the Week one time. I think we'll bring that back on the other videos. And then, of course, leave reviews on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. Plus, for the low price, starting at $1. You can do more, but you can start out at $1. buymeacoffee.com/wifey, the letter N, wifey. She said the do-rag was expensive. I don't know how much that meant. So, just slide me $1, honey. Just, my wife liked to shop.
I already expressed that to you guys. You already know it. And I am who I am. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Oi.